How's it going? Welcome to the Trades and Grades YouTube channel. I'm Wright, and today we are going to be introducing a new segment called Dynasty Trade Tuesday, where we take trades from the comments or from subscribers and we grade their trades. If you have any trades you've done recently, go ahead and put them in the comments and we'll try to get to them in the next episode. Let's get it. If you guys haven't already, please go ahead and like this video, subscribe to our channel. We're always putting out all things Dynasty Fantasy Football. So if you love Dynasty, subscribe to the channel. These trades are going to be trades from a trade finder rather from Dynasty Nerds GM, their Dynasty GM. It is fantastic. If you play Dynasty Fantasy Football and you don't have it, I highly recommend it. They have things like the trade finder where you can type in any player and find trades that have happened within the last, I don't know how far it goes back, months. And it'll show you everything from sleeper, MFL, you name it, whatever league you play in, whatever platform, they'll show the trade. So if you're like, I wonder, what Jonathan Taylor's going for right now. Type in his name, Superflex, 1 QB, whatever it is. Type in his name. You can find all these different trades that have happened for him. So if you don't already have the Dynasty GM, I'm going to put a link in the description for 15% off. You click that link, and it is amazing. They have a film room. They have a league analyzer. It shows you everything from your league. It shows you different values, so you can see whose team is the best, who has the most value, who's weak at running back, who's strong at tight end, to try and figure out those trade partners. And there's so much more. So if you haven't, go ahead, click that link down there when you're done watching this video, and subscribe to their Dynasty GM. So all these trades that we're doing today are from people who've been moving around a lot. On the Dynasty GM, it shows players who have highly been traded in the last couple of weeks. And so these are a couple of players that have been traded extremely frequently in the last couple of weeks. So the first one, a guy I like a lot. Again, if you've watched the show, if you are subscribed to this channel, you know I love DeAndre Swift. So here's the first trade we have. DeAndre Swift, a 23 second for J.K. Dobbins, a 24 third, and a 23 second as well. Now, we don't know where these seconds are at, so this could be an early second, a late second on either side. We're just going to go ahead and basically say they're both in the middle just for, trade's sake, because we're not going to speculate. But this is a type of trade that I would love to get accomplished right now for DeAndre Swift. Now, if you have DeAndre Swift, I'm personally holding, most likely, unless you can, trade up somehow and get a Jonathan Taylor per se, or something like that. If you can package Swift to get Bijan Robinson, or something like that. But I think Swift right now is valued so low that he's almost pretty much a hold. I'm not selling DeAndre Swift, and J.K. Dobbins is a pretty good running back. However, he's had injury issues. Swift has as well, but J.K. is a little more serious. And I don't think I've seen enough from him this season to be able to say, yes, that's what I want in a PPR league. Now, standard league's a little bit different, but I play in all PPR leagues. So if we're looking at DeAndre Swift this year, 13.5 points per game. That's running back 17. Even though he's gotten a lot of hate, that's not that bad. However, if you go with, he's been hurt, and he got hurt early in the season. He's been trying to play through this injury. If you go with games in which he has been above 50% snap share, now we look at last year, there's only one game he did not hit that threshold of 50%. So it's normal for him to get above 50% on the field. This year, when he's above 50%, he's running back 8 in PPR in points per game. So I'm not worried about him at all. I think he's a huge buy. And I would 100% do a trade like this where I'm just basically giving up a third. And again, seconds could be somewhere, we don't know exactly where they are, but I'm doing this trade for DeAndre Swift 100%. Going to the next trade. This is something that's almost screams a contender buy. And the next one, I'll show you this as well. But this one's particularly Keenan Allen. So I'm looking at Keenan Allen, and this is the type of guy who is older, on the older side. We aren't quite sure what his future is going to hold. As are the Chargers going to kind of move away from him, get a wide receiver in this next draft? Is he going to kind of fall off? And so we're going to look at, he's been out for a good duration of this year. And so if we're looking at his fantasy stats, 15 points per game, pretty solid for a guy of 30 years old. He's averaging 8.3 targets per game. That's the most since 2018. So, he's still commanding those targets pretty well. And I think the biggest thing is, he's been out for the majority of the year. So it's been hard for us to say, like, okay, he's been relevant for fantasy football. But he's still producing at the level he has in the past. And he's getting that yards per target, yards per reception. They're all, he's hitting those marks that even better than he has in previous years. So I'm not particularly worried about Keenan Allen. But I understand this trade from a perspective of, if you're a contender and you need somebody, I'm doing this trade 100%. I guess it probably should have graded the last trade for you guys. If you guys send in a trade, I will from your perspective grade it A through F. And every team's different. I can't see rosters, but we'll do it from a vacuum. So if I'm on the Swift side, that last trade, I'm giving that probably B plus, A minus. J.K. Dobbins probably giving that, a C plus, just because I said I would take Swift over Dobbins all day by quite a bit. I think a third doesn't separate enough. Now, if we're looking at the Keenan Allen trade as a contender, I'm probably giving that an A minus. I think that's a really good trade. It's probably championship weekend. They need somebody. They're willing to give up a good tight end in the future in Greg Dulcich, and I'm cool with that. And if you're rebuilding and you have Keenan Allen, there's no point of having him on your team. He's gonna be 31 in April. Then I'm cool with you unloading that and getting a pretty promising tight end, especially if it's a tight end premium league. So, which all these, like I said, you can filter it so that's super flex. This league is super flex tight end premium. So that's probably a pretty good trade. Keenan Allen side, I'll probably give it A minus. Rebuilding side, I think you could probably get more, but I'll probably have to give it a B. I think it's solid value, maybe B plus. If you guys have any, disagreements with the grading that I have, go ahead and put them in the comments and let me hear what you guys have to say, because I'm always willing to hear what you guys have to say. This last trade is a guy that's been interesting this year. Didn't hear a lot about him as a rookie coming in. This 22 class wasn't super great for running backs, but he's kind of emerged as somebody that's been interesting and somebody that's been moving around a lot, and that is Isiah Pacheco. And I said the last one's a huge contender buy. This is a contender move right here as well, right? Isiah Pacheco and Brock Purdy. This happened on Christmas. What a Christmas present this was for whoever got Marquise Brown, Hollywood Brown. That's fantastic. But this is a trade that's just downright gross. If you are a contender and you're in a super flex league, this is super flex, right? And you need a quarterback and you need Brock Purdy and you're getting Pacheco. Maybe your running backs are down. It's a trade you got to do. Like you just have to do it to win the chip. You want to go home, you want to win a championship, it's going to be on the trophy forever. It's you can't take that away. But to give up Marquise Brown, that's tough. I'm giving A plus. I don't know if there's A plus, but A plus for whoever got Marquise Brown, Hollywood Brown. That's fantastic. If you're a contender, I know you have to do it. It's going to look really bad probably next year. If Brock Purdy's not the starting quarterback there, I don't know if Pacheco is going to be a starting running back. He's been the running back 28 since after the bye. And so I don't know. Hollywood Brown, to start the year, wide receiver 7 in points per game. I know they didn't have DeAndre Hopkins, but he still has been fantastic. At worst, he's a top 20 wide receiver dynasty wide receiver. So, yeah, that's kind of a gross trade. You're probably I'm going to have to give you in a vacuum. If I don't know the situation, that's like a D. Now, knowing probably this is for contender, I'd probably give like a C plus or B minus. But you have to do it. I get it. You have to do it, but it's not going to get you a good grade. So, yeah, that if you guys are ever in a position where you're not sure if you want to give up something, please feel free to, comment and ask any questions you have. Would really appreciate it. So that's the last trade we have for today. If you guys like this segment, please let me know. We're trying new stuff, trying to see what's going on, what you guys want. So if you like this segment, go ahead and again, like this video. We'd really appreciate it. And we'll see you on the next one.